Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Give you all some time to get in here. It is Thursday, December 12th, 2024. And yeah, it's not much time left in the month and the so-called year, which in reality, the year isn't up until spring, but we ain't got to talk about that right now. Woo, it's kind of cold, kind of nipply. When you guys get in here, please hit the like button. Xander, what's good? Good morning, brother. Doing my rucking live this morning. Got about, I don't know, 70 pounds on the back, 80 pounds altogether. You know what I'm saying? It was time to step up the weight. Anyway, how y'all doing this morning, man? I thought I'd come through and let you guys know what's going on in the Pacific, near Asia, actually in Asia, Southeast Asia, right? And, we've had some things going on down there for some decades. We've been down there, in the Orient, since the Korean War. We also had the Vietnam War, also World War II, when Japan, bombed Pearl Harbor and all that. So we've had quite a bit of presence in Southeast Asia for quite a while. So, but not much was really spoken, or much has not really been going on, in the country of Guam, right? How often have you heard about anything going on in Guam? Not very often. But we have bases down there. We have military bases down there. We have an Air Force base down there in Guam. Anarchy Television was good. And the placement of those bases are strategic, right? It is to solidify our presence in that part of the Pacific Ocean in case, a country like China wanted to up their aggression levels. Well, we're stepping up our military presence in Guam. Not necessarily presence, but we are now stepping up defenses, right? Air defenses in Guam. And for the first time, they have performed an exercise to intercept ballistic missiles from the Air Force base in Guam. You might wonder why this is important. Well, it's important because of the rising tensions, right? Why are we suddenly doing all this? Why is it so important that we test our missile air defense in Guam when, Guam is a U.S. territory, but it's not part of the United States necessarily? Well, it's because of the rising tensions. Is because of all the advancements China is making to position themselves for certain shit. Because they know once shit starts popping off, they have to be in certain positions to take advantage of what they want to do. And so we have that understanding. Our military leaders, they have that understanding. They understand, well, this could be a point of attack from China. And so we need to be best equipped to defend anything they have to throw at us. And let me tell y'all, if World War III escalates to an all-out hot war between all these superpowers, yeah, it's going to be important to have that base in Guam be equipped to handle. And you have to look at what's going on all around the world to really understand what's at play. Not even all around the world. Look at what's going on here in the United States with these drones, right? These SUV-sized drones that were flying around in multiple states, including New Jersey. You know, people didn't understand what they were, but now I think the governor, or I think it's a representative out of New Jersey, has come out and told us that the drones came from an Iranian mothership out in the Atlantic Ocean. You know what I'm saying? And I was going a separate live about that, but you know, I might as well kill two birds with one stone because this is related. This shit is related. My question is, how is it that those drones were able to really defended airspace, right? Heavily monitored airspace. And you know, these drones are quite large. They're quite large, and there's no way they can sneak past any radar that we have that would pick them up. So how is it that they are able to cross into our airspace and not be shot down once they have not been identified? And if we have enough intelligence to understand that they came from an Iranian mother, right? How are they able to get so far into the interior of the country? You know what I'm saying? Did we allow these drones to cross into our airspace, across international waters, into our airspace, and do what God knows what, take footage of God knows what, we have no idea what these drones have been, right? We have, you know, they were flying over military bases and all kinds of silly shit. This is not the first time this happened. As you guys know, we had those balloons that did the same shit, you know? So remember that balloon last year that crossed all the way to the current country, across the entire country, and ended up getting shot down over the Atlantic Ocean? How in the hell was that able to happen, right? You know, you think that our government didn't know where that came from? You think they didn't know it came from China? You think that they didn't know that these drones, these recent drones, came from that mothership in Iran before it got over here? What is going on? Why are these things allowed to happen? You know, that's fucking crazy. That's like them allowing a fighter jet, right? An Iranian fighter jet to come into our airspace without being challenged, right? Oh, well, the drone wasn't an attack drone. Well, how do we know that? How do we know it wasn't an attack drone? Because we didn't see missile launchers? Because we didn't see a Gatling gun poking out? We have no idea what a drone or what those drones were equipped with, right? It's funny, and this is why this is important. It's important to make these distinctions. We are in Guam practicing and training and exercising shooting down ballistic missiles, right? But over here, we're allowing enemy aircraft to come into our airspace and do whatever the fuck they want to do, right? Tell me how that makes sense. We can ensure that missiles don't enter into Guam's airspace, right? Even though it was just practice, even though it was just an exercise. Why even perform the exercise if we're not going to actually do the thing when it really happens? We perform these exercises to ensure that we're ready and equipped to handle it when the real shit happens. But we don't shoot them down, right? Because that's what you're supposed to do. You did not get permission to enter into our airspace. And so, guess what? When you don't identify yourself, and once we realize it's a drone, right, that we cannot identify and we know it doesn't belong to us, shoot it down, right? Why allow it to fly over shit and do God knows what? And the reason I say God knows what is because how do we know those drones didn't release some type of biological agent from the air? See, they want you to think, oh, they were just taking pictures and probably recording shit. We don't know what the fuck else they could have been doing. How do we know they did not release some biological agent? Just because we didn't see the particles falling from the motherfucker don't mean that particles did not fall from it. We have no idea what those drones, the extent of what those drones did. And we'll probably never know. But we're making a big show of shooting down ballistic missiles that enter into Guam's airspace to prepare in preparation for the defense of the Western Pacific. I mean, where are our priorities? Real shit. Where are our priorities? See, it's almost like our leaders, our so-called leaders, our tyrants, they want something to happen. They want something to pop off so that they can justify, their solutions. So they can justify their pre-planned solution as part of their Hegelian dialectic. Problem, reaction, solution. Well, what's the problem? Well, these drones entered into the country from an Iranian mothership, and they released some sort of biological agent that we have no idea of what it is. All of a sudden, people start getting sick. People start dying. All this, that, and the third. Now, we have to escalate certain things. We have to implement the model state Health Emergency Powers Act. That might say it. Man, you was reckoning cold ass weather? Weather? Hell no. Well, because I'm moving, you know, my body heat is up. So it's not too bad. You know what I'm saying? So it being cold outside is just an excuse. If you're outside, but you're moving your body, your blood is flowing, all that shit. Yeah, the cold, you know, you can adapt to it. You know, depending on how cold it is. Of course, you don't want to be out in freezing and below freezing weather. You know, it's not really gonna work out for you then. But it's what? I think it's what, 40 something degrees, 30 something degrees. That's not freezing weather, so, you know. And even in freezing weather, you still have to, you know, if you live somewhere where the weather gets freezing, you know, it behooves you to train in those conditions. It behooves you to train in extreme conditions because you don't want to be caught not having been adapted to those extreme conditions if you're forced to perform in them. You know what I mean? So it's good to train in extreme conditions. That's why I'm out here. You know, this part of South Carolina doesn't really get extreme weather like that. Doesn't get extreme cold weather. Exactly, Brown Rig. And if you have to stop, well, you're gonna have to build your shelter, right? You're gonna have to create a shelter where you can withstand the freezing temperatures, you know, build a fire, all that good shit. But again, it's best to train for extreme conditions in the areas you live in, because you might be forced to flee your home and move about outside. You have to be ready, and your body has to be adapted to that. Dead Mike says, I'm inside with some hot cocoa and with my feet next to the fireplace. Yes, they're good for you. And hopefully there does not come a day where those things aren't available to you and you won't be adapted to the climate in your area. So it's about adapting. It's about repeating behavior until you have conditioned yourself to withstand those conditions. So that's all I'm doing, right? On the coldest day in South Carolina, I would be out here rucking or exercising. Odds and evens, what's good? I mean, it's been a minute, man, since you've been through here. What is long time, still going, looking good, standing tall, I see. That's what's up. Yeah, I am indeed. Odds and evens. Thank you for coming back, man. It's been a couple years, I think, since you've been through here. Yeah, so it's good to be adapted to your climate, especially if you live there, you know. So, like I said, on the coldest day, I'll be out here rucking, sprinting, you know what I'm saying? All that good shit, everything that I do. Shadow boxing, sparring, if I can find a sparring partner. Adapted. Yeah, it's been a couple years, man. Anyway, so we can shoot down from Guam, from a Guam Air Force Base, but we can't shoot down drones. We can't shoot down SUV-sized drones equipped with, we don't know, we have no idea. What if they died, these drones? You know, it could have been a bomb, could have been a nuke, could have been a nuclear bomb in that motherfucker. It could have been a dirty bomb. We have no idea what those drones were equipped with. And do we still? Do they even have an idea? Does our government know what's in those drones? Did they allow them to fly back? I have no idea. Did they shoot the drones down yet? Or did they just go away? So, did our government allow these drones to enter into our airspace, hover about our military bases for a period of time, and then take off back to the mother? Did we allow that? Talk. Time and time again, excuse me, our government shows us why they don't need to exist in our lives. How much money did it cost us to shoot down that missile in Guam? How much money did it cost us for that exercise? You know what would be good is if we brought that missile defense system back to our country, right? Back to the homeland, and set it up there and say, you know what? We're going to focus on defending our country and mind our own fucking business. We're going to extricate ourselves from everyone else's business, no matter what the fuck is going on. And we're going to make sure that we are best equipped to defend ourselves. That's what our government should be doing. Instead, they're letting drones from hostile foreign nations enter into our country and then leave. How many ways and how many examples do you guys need for you guys to understand, you know, what really needs to happen? You know, how many examples, how many times do you have to see it for yourselves before you say, you know what? Something different needs to happen. Something needs to change, or the chains that, you know, the chains that shackle, the chains that keep us enslaved are going to remain. Because we are indeed enslaved, y'all. We are indeed enslaved, and our government does shit that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's 2024, and you're trying to tell me we don't have the technology to notice when SUV-sized drones enter into our airspace and hover around military bases? We don't know. We have to find out after the fact? I'm not buying it. I am not buying it. But anyway, that's all I got for now, guys. I thought I'd let you guys know about that. Let you know that they are performing exercises for the first time to shoot down ballistic missiles from the Guam Air Force Base to prepare for the eventuality that China escalates its hostilities and decides to do something. So, you know, it is what it is, y'all. I mean, we know China is raring to invade Taiwan and take it back over. We know that they're trying to do, we know that that's what their desire is. And when they finally do it, they're going to be ready to defend their actions by any means necessary. By any means necessary. So, you know, we just got to look out for that and see what's going to happen next. You know? So anyway, I'm going to holler at y'all later, man. Dead Mike says the drones are not foreign. The Pentagon said it. Well, so the New Jersey politician was lying when he said that it came from an Iranian mothership. Does it really matter? Because our government lies, right? The government lies, men lie and women lie. So, yeah, the Pentagon might have said that, which I didn't have any idea of. But we know that the Pentagon is full of liars. They also said that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. That's what the Pentagon said. Oh, he stepped back on the comment. Sure. Just because he stepped back on them, that doesn't mean that he was lying in the first place, right? Because he could be lying now. He could have been telling the truth before and lying, backing out and lying now. And of course, the Pentagon, to mask their incompetence, right? In order to mask their incompetence, they're going to say, oh yeah, well, those were not foreign drones. No, we did not allow drones from hostile countries to enter into the airspace and do whatever the fuck they wanted to do. And if that was the case, if what the Pentagon was saying is true, why didn't they come out and say immediately, oh yeah, these drones, they're not foreign. They actually belong to us. Don't worry about it. Those are our drones. How come they didn't just come out and say that in the first place? Why are they waiting for days and days to release that information? And why would that New Jersey politician, why would he come out and say, why would he say Iranian mothership in particular? Why would he say that? If he didn't have it on good authority that they came from an Iranian mothership. Oh, well, the Pentagon came out and said they're not foreign, so never mind, right? No, I call bullshit, right? Just like the Pentagon lost trillions of dollars. Trillions of dollars. And soon after that was announced, what happened on 9/11, right? They announced they lost trillions of dollars, the Pentagon. The Department of Defense announced that. And then the Pentagon is attacked during 9/11. And the wing that was hit just so happened to be the wing where the records of those trillions of dollars were kept. Yeah. The Pentagon, oh yeah, they have a great track record of being truthful. Sure, weapons of mass destruction, trillions of dollars lost. Yeah. I'm gonna go with what the Pentagon said. I don't think so. Of course it don't make sense. Of course it don't make sense. No information that comes from the Pentagon makes sense. And that's done on purpose. Right? They do that on purpose so that they can change up the story when they need to. You see, the information that comes from military intelligence and all that shit, it is always ambiguous. Even with the weapons of mass destruction set. That was ambiguous information so that they can change the story later. You know? That's what they do. They deliberately put out ambiguous, shaky information so that they can come through and change what they said later. It's never going to make sense 100%. They're never going to tell you the 100% truth because they have the whole, national security angle, right? Oh, it's a matter of national security. We can't give you all the information. We can give you heavily redacted information when you guys do FOIA requests, right? When you do FOIA requests, right? Freedom of Information Act requests. Oh yeah, they can give you the information, but they're going to heavily redact what they want to. So they'll never give you all the information. they'll probably tell you, you know, when they said, oh, it wasn't foreign, they probably mean that the drones were made in the US and then sent to Iran for Iran to use at a later date. That way, well, they're not really lying, but they're also full of shit. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. I'm gonna get on off this. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Much love, like, share, subscribe. And we're gonna keep marching forward toward freedom and stop believing everything the government tells us. Peace.